in the next 35 to 40 minutes that I can give you the details of how we create these personas and why it's important to do it exactly this way. Now, there are tools out there galore right now. In fact, I use some of them that automatically create profiles, and they'll create social accounts for you, and they'll set up everything. And I think there's like Money Robot and Aladdin, and there's SendWire Buddy, and all these account creators. The problem is if you don't set them up right, you're going to waste all your time because they'll get set up and then they'll get banned. So sit back. I'm going to give you the slideshow at the end, so you don't even have to take notes. But if you really want to participate in this, throw in some questions. I've got my partner Bill Marks on the line, and he's going to be answering questions for us. And at the end, I want you to stay till the end. Anthony taught this and that. I love this effect. I'm going to reward you at the end. We're going to turn off the microphone. Not turn off the microphones. We'll turn off the recording. And Anthony, I want to make sure. Yeah, it's being recorded right now. When we turn off the recording, we give you some black hat stuff that we really don't want shared on a recording. So the secrets that we share at the end, we don't want shared anywhere else. So just make me a promise that you'll kind of keep it to yourself.
Yeah, let's see some ones in the question box, because this is pretty serious stuff. What we're going to be sharing with you at the end. So we're going to shut off all the recordings, and you know, if you do record this and you share this and we catch you, it's not going to be pretty, because I have a pretty crazy legal team, and we just don't want this stuff leaking out. So lots of ones. All right, awesome, cool, no problem. Cool, no worries. All right, cool. Another thing too is this isn't going to be like a long, drawn-out workshop. We actually wanted to make this quick and easy because we wanted to do some of that unrecorded, closed-door training. We wanted to focus some time on that. So we're going to be quick, right? So this is going to be one of those ones where you seriously do want to pay attention and you want to turn off all the distractions, because we're going to go quick. This is, our goal is to teach you this in 40 minutes, okay, just so you know. All right, I'm going to shut up and let Damon take over.
Okay, here we go. Okay, if you want to understand how a lion hunts, don't go to the zoo, go to the jungle. So we're going to show you what the jungle looks like with fake profiles here. Step one, we're going to start with a name. Now, this is the most, I'm going to give you 10 steps, and each of them have significance on building your fake profiles. Now, just to keep it light and airy, when we talk about fake profiles to the general public, we call it minions or vid minions, and that's why we came up with the name vid minions. They help our video ranking. They help a whole bunch of things that we'll share kind of at the end. But you start with the name. And you want gender and age to match your perfect customer. So let's take, for instance, is if you're doing a weight loss course for senior citizens, then you want your minions to be a senior citizen that maybe is slightly overweight. You don't want somebody young and vibrant and skinny. So you want to match your gender and age to your perfect customer that you're going to sell to. Write your own bio and give them some personality. If you don't know how to do this, don't worry. Go to Twitter and look at the people's Twitter bios. Go to Facebook and you can read profiles there, or even go to Tumblr. Steal somebody or swipe somebody's bio, but make it interesting. You don't want them to be celebrities. You want them to be normal, working class people. And we're going to share a little bit more about how to do this in detail. Match your name to your ideal customer. If you have a southern product, southern U.S., let's say it's Tex-Mex food recipes that you're selling. Well, you want maybe a bilingual name for your customer. If you're selling something over in in Russia, you would need a Russian name to match up with it. So match your name to your ideal customer. Now there are name generators, and in our course we actually tell you the name generators. But there's several of them out there that will actually create a fake profile for you, as far as the gender, the age, the fake name. They don't write a bio for you, but they also give you addresses too. And we share that in the training. But number one, start with a name. Step two, you need photos to match. Now, pay attention to the details here. Is you don't want it to be a professional photo. This one right here is a professional photo. This is a professional photo. I got them off of, I think, Graphic Stock. These are not professional photos right here. Actually, I know this lady. She has a tattoo parlor. You want it to have a smiling face. She's kind of smiling, but everybody else is smiling. You want them to be looking back at you. You want their eyes to look at you so you feel like they're connecting with you. Facebook headers. You want to put their hobbies and interests in your social profiles. And the easiest way is Dallas Cowboys fan. Make that their Facebook header. Make it their Google Plus. If they're into cooking, put some recipes up on the Facebook header. So make this as personal as you can to match what you're going to be selling. 6 to 10 supporting profile pics. If you go to a Facebook page right now, this is the easiest way to know that you're looking at somebody else's fake Facebook profile that they didn't do right. They'll have a picture of, like this guy right here, and they'll have no extra pictures to go with it. They'll have no pictures of him in it. Now, I'm going to give you a little trick of how I get multiple pictures of the same person. This girl right here, I have about 8 or 9 pictures of her in different costumes, about 2 or 3 different costumes. Well, this is one of our tricks that we share, is we go to wedding photos. Go to Google and you'll type in wedding photos. And once you find out what blog site that wedding photo has, they have a whole bunch of pictures of that same person in, and you don't want to use the bride, you want to use the bridal party or the groom's party. And they'll be in different shots. And you want action shots. So what you'll do is cut them out, and then I just use an eraser on Photoshop and just erased all the background. And now I have a photo of her. And I did the same for her other photos that I put in on Facebook. Now, if you don't have 6 pictures of her, that's okay. Just go out and grab pictures of things that she likes doing. So she could be a surfer, so grab some surfing pictures. And she could be the one far off in the surfing picture. So what you might want to do is just put an arrow on that picture and say, hey, this was me in Maui. I mean, that's an example, but you don't necessarily have to have full-face photos. So always get some supporting pics to go with all your social accounts. Okay, where do they live and work? This is very important because you want them to live near where your course is being sold or your products are being sold. And in my case, I do a lot of local business in Dallas, so I want all my minions to live here in Dallas. And how do I find an address for them? I need a physical address, so I use a real estate locator service like Trilio or any of the real estate for sale. Go in and find an apartment complex and give it a suite number. If you're going to choose an apartment address, you always need a suite number. The reason is Facebook and Google have real estate bots, algorithms that check for that. So one of the things that you want to make sure, you want to make it as real as possible. And if I have an IP address, sometimes I will go in and actually find the street address that matches up to it and use that. So make sure your physical address is a real address. You don't want to just say 100 Main Street, and there's no Main Street in the town that you just listed. You need an IP address in the same general area. Now, all my minions, they're mobile workers. They all live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I have proxies that I use that are surrounded in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I make sure that my proxies are all in the same area that they live in. Give them an online job or else a reason to be on social media during the week. If your minions are on social media all the time, they need to be a blogger or some social media marketer, or they need to have a reason to be there. If you see somebody making 100 posts a day on Facebook and they have a full-time job at Walmart, you know that's probably a fake profile. But if they're an online blogger doing tweets, that's perfectly acceptable to have 100 different retweets or original tweets or Facebook posts. So keep that in mind, is give them a job that they have to work online, and give them a job that they can be mobile. And most of my IP addresses are around coffee shops. So they're actually working out of coffee shops, is what I tell people. In fact, this could be some of my minions. I've used this picture in, I think, 3 of my different minions' Facebook profiles. And I'll put an arrow back here saying, hey, this is me. I couldn't get the desk by the window, but I'm living the good life. So I'll use the same picture on multiple profiles as one of the extra photos that I toss in. Number 4, you need a good phone number. This is by far what we get questioned the most about. And if you have Browsio, or if you've done any type of profile creation with Google or Facebook, you need a phone to verify. You can use friends and family phone numbers first. You get 2 voice authorizations and you get 2 text authorizations per phone number. So Google will let you set up basically 4 accounts off that same phone number. Facebook is 1 phone and 1 text. Twitter is the same one 1 phone and 1 text verification. So you could set up 2 accounts on Facebook and 2 on Twitter. And that, guys, that changes all the time. We get notified, a lot of that is that, the phones weren't able to be verified. Well, sometimes people forget that the person that actually has a phone, they may have a Google account, they already use that phone number for verification. Get My Code Today is a Skype. Now this one is kind of sketchy. This guy's over, I think, in the Ukraine, and he has a whole bunch of basically SIM cards, and he plugs them into a phone, and he gives you a phone number, and it works for about 24 hours, and you can contact him on Skype to get the authorization codes. Very, very sketchy. It's cheap, but it's it's what you pay for is what you get there. Twilio. In the United States, you can't use your Twilio numbers effectively. It's a hit or miss. Canada, it works perfect. Mexico, it works perfect. So if you have Twilio, you can get phone numbers for like $1.50 a month, and you can use those. But in the USA, Bill is on the other end of the call. We tried it in Florida, New York City, California, Dallas, Houston. None of our Twilio area codes would work for phone verification. The Russian phone plan. There is a automated Russian phone plan, and they give you European phone numbers. Guys, don't use this. I know Browsio was pushing it for a while. Don't use this. It will get you in trouble. And the reason is Facebook will give you a Russian phone number, and they'll start sending you friends that are all Russian. Well, if you're in Dallas or Orlando, you don't want a lot of Russian friends following. it looks like you're a fake profile. You want a phone plan to match where you're at. Well, we so happen to have our own Minion phone plan. And inside of our training, we show you it's an actual phone. And I found this through a lot of research. It's this one special phone through Verizon, and it allows you to change the phone number as many times as you want. Now, you can't ever select what phone number it is. You can only select the area code, and it gives you a new phone number. And as long as you never dial out on the phone, you can change that phone number as many times as you want. And that's what I use. I pay $15 a month. I don't think I've ever called out on it. When you call out on it, it locks the phone number in. So you don't want to call out. If you do, throw that phone away, go buy another one. The phone is, I think, $12 at Best Buy. That's my Minion phone plan. And I'll reveal this in the training if y'all choose to pick that. But it is some, and I think there's 2 or 3 phones from Verizon, and they're prepaid phones that you can use this system with. Schools and degrees. This is a little trick I learned, and I learned it because I started seeing a lot of Facebook accounts of mine getting canceled. Now, this was a few years ago. I didn't put a school in there, or I didn't put a degree plan in there. Well, they started catching me on it. So what I do now is I go big. I pull a big school with a general major. So I either went to University of Pennsylvania or Florida University, or I may go to USC, or I may go to Texas A&M. But I always have a business major or a poli-sci major or a marketing major. And if you're a blogger, you want a marketing major. And that way, this school is so big that nobody's going to know who anybody else is, even in the same major. You don't necessarily have to graduate. This is the trick to it. Don't put a year of graduation. Put a year that you started, but don't put a year you graduated. So nobody can find you in yearbooks. And nobody can say, well, I graduated with you, because you obviously won't be on the graduation list. Again, a general business degree or a marketing degree. You should know something about the school. I saw this the other day on a Facebook deal, and it only caught my attention because I went to A&M. They thought the mascot was a big stuffed animal. And if you know anything about A&M and the tradition, it is a collie. And the collie's name is always Reveille. So they didn't know the name of the mascot, and they thought the mascot was a stuffed character. So know something about the school. And if you use it on all your minions, they can all go to the same college or the same university, have the same major, and then you friend all your minions together at a high school and make sure it's the correct city. Guys, I've seen this more times than not. Somebody asked me, well, why did my account get banned? And I looked at their profile, the way they had set it up, and it had a high school, and I said, what city is it in? And they go, I don't know. I think it's in, Fort Worth. Well, the high school is actually in Dallas, as for instance there. Well, that triggers Facebook and LinkedIn especially. LinkedIn checks your high school city with what you put in, because they want legitimate information. So give them legitimate information, but don't graduate. That's important. General degrees, know something about the school, know the school colors. Okay. For some reason, there we go. Okay, think like a wise man, but communicate in the language of people. I love this quote because we want to be very smart strategically about how we set up minions, but we want to make them as common people as possible. Hobbies and interests. We talked about this earlier. Give them a hobby. Football. Do they like to play volleyball? Do they like to play golf? Give them a personality and some interesting life. The more interesting they are, the more they get liked and followed. The name of the game here is to get liked, followed, and shared. The more friends you have, the more influence you have. The more influence you have, the more money you make. Vacation pics work great. I had this one profile, and she was kind of a frumpy little girl, a frumpy lady, I'd say, and I didn't want to show her in vacation, so I did vacation shots from all over Maui, and I just combined them all together and said, hey, look at my vacation shots I shot. Well, she was behind the camera. She wasn't in front of the camera. So I had a lot of people commenting on Facebook about, hey, that was the greatest vacation. I've been there, and did you visit this restaurant? So it gave people things to talk about, conversations. That's what social media is all about, is the conversation. And how you communicate with people helps you in the long run. The more interesting you are, the more people talk to you. Now, guys, I want to tell you something, is lady profiles get more likes, follows, and shares. I don't know why it is, but it always, every one of my profiles have a lot more followers because they're all 20 to 30 something. You want generic hobbies. They're easy to copy, such as volleyball, golf, tennis, any type of football, especially if you select an NFL team or a baseball team or a basketball team. Of course, you want to be a sports fan, and anything that other people can relate to. So if you're trying to promote something, you want some minions that like the same sports that you do, and they do the same hobbies that you do. So if you're promoting how to improve your golf score, well, you want some minions that are golfers. Steps, keep in mind, make their viewpoint like how you would approach the business if you were the owner. So you want these guys to be your customers at that local store. What do they look like? Where do they play? What's their passions? Okay, step 7, set up online. Here are the profiles that I set up. I do Google Plus, or I set up my Gmail account, and that's going to get me Google Plus and Blogger and YouTube. Then I go in and I create my Facebook account. Then I will create a Twitter account. And guys, if you haven't ever done this, create you an Amazon account and buy something cheap, a 99-cent book on Kindle. The reason is that minion now becomes a certified purchaser. And the way you do that is you go get prepaid cards from 7-Eleven, and you can get an Amazon prepaid card, go to Amazon, buy a Kindle book for 99 cents, and now you have an account on Amazon. And we teach you some of the things that you can do on Amazon. Is absolutely incredible. WordPress.com. Instagram. Now that you have your Facebook account, you can create your Instagram. Pinterest. You want to drop as many photos as you can into Pinterest that are your hobby photos, that are your marketing photos, because these are also where you're going to be dropping in some referrals to these businesses. And then get Tumblr. The thing with Tumblr is they are very critical. If you try to spam them, they will ban your account immediately. But what I do with Tumblr is I like and follow everybody else on Tumblr, and I'll see if they have a Facebook or a YouTube account or a Twitter or Tumblr or Pinterest account inside of Tumblr. And I'll follow them inside of Facebook. So that helps me build a connection right there between Tumblr and Facebook. Facebook is where I try to do most of my social posting. And then I have Reddit. Reddit is a powerful backlink source, but I don't use it enough to be proficient at it. All my accounts have a Reddit account, and I drop all my content through RSS feeds into Reddit. So I'm just kind of giving the order I like all my Google accounts right here. Then you want Facebook. And it's kind of in the center of the wall here because that's the most important. Twitter, you're going to make your Amazon Kindle account, or you're going to buy a Kindle product so you can become an Amazon customer. And WordPress.com, and this is great for backlinking. Instagram to drop photos, Pinterest to drop photos, and Tumblr to kind of have some interesting articles that you can backlink to all these other social sites. And if you ever need content, go to Tumblr, grab it here, and then share it down to Facebook, YouTube. That is the easiest way to get viral content. You just go to Tumblr and find something weird and share it. In fact, if you see any of my Minion accounts on Facebook, I get a lot of my stuff from Tumblr. Okay, this is one of the most important things that is never done when you automate all your social profiles. We warm them up before we send any type of spam content or YouTube embeds or anything. And we do this by start posting great content. Again, I go back to Tumblr, I'll go to Twitter, and I'll retweet or I'll share really interesting viral content. I'll go to Facebook and start liking and sharing other people's content. The political, I shared a lot of stuff about Trump and a lot of stuff about Hillary. And you get so much interaction, a lot of communication. And that's what social media is for, is to communicate and to share things. I share quotes I like. And there's several places that I go to grab quotes. Political and controversial. Drop them in there. You know, if you don't like Colin Kaepernick, talk about it. And you don't have to say much, because inside of Facebook and Twitter, you'll get a lot of people chiming in on it. But this is how you get likes and shares. This is how you get people to find you, is be controversial. RSS feeds. I don't feed directly into Facebook, but I will feed into WordPress.com, into Blogger, using IFTT and RSS feeds. And again, IFTT feeding. And then there's a new one out called Buffer.com, and I use this on my own personal account. Buffer.com, you can get one free account to hook up your Facebook, and I think you can do 2 social profiles with a free account with Buffer. And Buffer is hooked into all these content aggregation sources. So it will automatically drip feed to your Facebook or to your Twitter, wherever you set it to. And if you want a pro account, you can actually drop it into 10 different social accounts. Okay, step 9. Like, share, and follow. If you want likes, shares, and follows, the easiest way to get them is like, share, and follow somebody else. It's very important to start out your account by liking and sharing. Follow other like-minded people in the same social network. So if you're a golfer, or your minion is a golfer, go to golfer groups. Sign up for the golfing groups. Go to Tumblr, go to YouTube, start sharing golfing videos. People love to watch videos. So if you're a golfing fanatic, go to YouTube and share to your Facebook account, your Minion Facebook account. This is the easiest way to get people to follow you, is they start seeing that you're liking and they're going, well, who is that? Or if you're sharing their video, they'll start sharing and they'll start following you. Now, you want to go slow at first. You don't want to once you create your Minion account on Facebook, you don't want to go out and try to grab 300 people all in one day. It's a great way to get banned if you do that. Facebook is watching that, and Twitter is too. If you go out and make a plan to do 10 people a day, or 10 new friends on Facebook, 10 new people on Twitter. And again, if you have a female minion, all she has to do is go out and friend about 50 guys, and then her account builds up with a lot of friend requests after that. I was surprised at, and I laugh about that, is on my Facebook I have about a little over 2,000 people friends. Now I don't know half of them, but I swear on some of my Minion accounts they have close to 3,000 or 4,000 people as friends, and I certainly don't know any of them. But I go in frequently and just accept all the friendship. So go slow at first, and it will be like a snowball rolling down a mountain. It will become a major avalanche. Automate later on down the road with software. And again, in our course, we give you we tell you exactly which software to buy, and we train you on how to use it. Okay. Here is the question you need to ask yourself every time, both in business and building your menu. Do they know, like, and trust you? If you want somebody to buy from you, if you want somebody to follow your link or buy through your affiliate code, do they know you, do they like you, and do they trust you? With Anthony, all these are yes. Some of the internet gurus out there, I would say I may know them, but I may not like them. And I certainly don't trust them. But there's a lot of people that follow this principle. They got to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you. And once you have this built in with your social profiles, you could recommend anything on social networks and people will buy it. Or they will sign up for the free lead capture. People share, read, and generally engage more with any type of content when it's surfaced through friends and people they know and trust. This was actually from, I think she was vice president at the time, Mallory Lisich, and Facebook. So Facebook knows this know, like, and trust principle. Step 10, social automation. We start off with browser tools, and then we talk about social posters. So eventually, as you work into having 20 to 50 minions, and guys, you don't even have to go overboard. If you can do 20 fake profiles, you can make some money with your fake profiles. Virtual assistants, they work great if you're trying to build up social content. Browsio, this is a tool that we use, and the reason we use it, it allows you to have all these social profiles on one browser with different proxies underneath each of them. You don't need Browsio, but it makes it a little bit easier to manage. If you have more than 3 or 4 minions, it makes it real easy to manage. Now, if you're only creating 3 or 4 minions and you're pushing them up to SendWire, don't even worry about Browsio. Just use SendWire. What we do with our minions is we manage them on Browsio. And we'll talk about this once the recording gets turned off. Okay, so that's the 10 steps. And I'm going to give you the PowerPoint once we're done here. Okay, if you want to learn how to make your own social minions the right way, without making it look like it's automated. Now, guys, I do use some automation services, but I come in and I backfill all the social information about that minion with those 10 steps. I give them a name, a great address. I do have proxies for them, and I'll just follow my 10 steps that I just gave you. We even have a spreadsheet in our product here. So if you're interested in this product, now don't go there right now. It's vidminions.com/webinar. The reason is I am a student just like y'all are. I can't go out and spend money on every single thing out there. What I want to do is spend money on the right training and the right software. Anthony gave me that opportunity both for training and mentoring, and I want to give back. So what I've done is I have a secret code. If you'll type in Anthony50, you're going to get 50% off what we sell this for on a daily basis. And it's at vidminions.com. Now let me tell you, write this down, Anthony 50. That's the only thing you're going to have to write down. We had the VidMinions training, and then there's only one upsell, and you can choose to take it or not. And it's our mastermind course. And we're going to, once we turn off the recording, we'll tell you exactly what's on it. Okay, here's what you're going to learn inside of the VidMinions course. Minions 101, how to set up accounts that won't get banned by the social networks. Number 2, the business of making money with Minions. We teach you how to make money with them. Number 2, how to use Browsio. Browsio is such a powerful tool, and it's easy to use, but Simon, the guy that created it, he has added so many things into it. It's almost overwhelming. I have people buying VidMinions just to learn how to use Browsio. And that's all they want is the step-by-step training course that we did. And we teach you how to do it the basic way on Browsio, the buttons to push, and that's it. We don't teach you all the extra stuff that he's added in there. Now, Simon has added in a lot of social automation, and he's done some case studies that are just almost beyond belief how many friends and followers he gets on these social profiles. But it's because he set them up right. Simon and I worked through a great strategy session on how to set these up right on Browsio. And I've got that in a step-by-step training course. And then how to automate your publishing content. So you can sit back and kind of let your minions do all the work. We do this with RSS feeds, with IFTTT, and with SendWire. We have case studies where you kind of get to look over our shoulder as we build minions in front of you. You're going to be, I think I have 3 or 4 of my minions in there, and you actually get to see me set them up and what all I do to set them up. Now, guys, this is not necessarily the easy button, it's the right button. I don't know if you've ever heard that term. It's not that big red button, it's the button that says, yes, you're doing it right. We teach you the right way, not necessarily the easiest way. It does take some work to start this. And, if you don't want to do the work, this is probably not the right solution or strategy course for you. But I think everybody on the line, if you follow Anthony, Anthony teaches you right, and that's what we're trying to do also. Okay, here's the benefits of VidMinions. You're going to learn a very strategic approach to building an easy, scalable marketing business. A specific no-brainer steps for creating these social media accounts. We just gave you 10 steps there, but we actually outline in detail and talk about each of the steps and how do you build them out. Secret tips for crafting real personas that are liked, followed, and respected. And I kind of shared a little bit. Universities. Pick you a big university. Pick you a generic degree. These are some of the tips that we use specifically to get personas that get liked and shared. The reason is Facebook and LinkedIn especially. If you went to, for instance, Texas A&M, they're going to link you up to everybody else that went to Texas A&M. So you're going to constantly get friend requests from other people that went to the same college or university and especially had the same degree plan. So you're going to get some automation coming back to you just because you put in the details and you did it right. You're going to learn how to use Browsio the right way and some other third-party tools to leverage your army of minions. You're going to learn some profitable long-term exit strategies. And we're about 3 minutes away to tell you some exciting stuff here. You're also going to get my VidMinion phone plan. And it's not a Samsung, it's a Verizon. In fact, I don't even know the model number right off the top of my head. But this is how I get all my phone numbers. I never worry about it. I'm in control of it at all times. In fact, it's in my desk for right now, charging up. And anytime I need a new phone number, I just pull it out. I'm ready to go. I have a little notepad right by the phone, so I know what the most recent phone number is. Plus, we're going to show you some easy ways to make money with minions. It's a paid business. Targeting keyword ranking, product recommendations. Guys, if all you use Minions for is product recommendations, you're going to make money here. YouTube promotion. This is one of my secret ways to ranking videos, Anthony, is I go in with my Minions and I like the videos that I just posted. I also share them and I'll make comments. And my Minions can sit there all day long and watch my videos. So what does that do? It adds views to the video. So I don't have to go out and pay, the Black Hat stuff and pay for views.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
And number 5 is Kindle books. We talked a little bit about Kindle. Is you go in and you buy your Kindle, and one of the easiest ways to have brand recognition or authority status is publish you a book. There are so many PLR ebooks out there. A Kindle book doesn't have to be 50 pages. It can actually be 10 to 20 pages. So grab you a PLR book, send it off to a Fiverr gig to have them do a rewrite on it, and then publish that as a Kindle book. Now you have a Kindle book, and you're a published author, and that's exactly what you could say in your blog. I'm a published author. Here's my book about the 10 best ways to make a hole-in-one in golfing. So it gives you more credibility as a golfer if you have a golfing book already. So think in terms of how to publish Kindle books. You can actually publish from your Word doc. All you need is an image for your front cover and a description of what the book's about. Is everybody having a good time on this? I want to make sure that we've all learned something here.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. I mean, I've been schooled on a whole bunch of stuff I didn't know.
Well, I'm hoping that everybody's had a good time. That's the important thing, is these webinars are built to, I want you to learn something, have a good time doing it, and have something you can take away from this. Even if you don't buy our product, I like where you buy it, but if not, that's no problem. And it is at vidminions.com/webinar. And I want to say thank you. That's the end of our course here. Now, if you go to vidminions.com/webinar, use the Anthony50, you're going to get 50% off.